Okay guys, this uniform it's a must buy, but only for two reasons. Hello gang, welcome to the channel, and today we're gonna go through War Machine's new uniform and I'm gonna tell you all the positive, all the negative, if this uniform worth buying and what I feel like could be fixed in order for the character to perform better, because yeah, I'm spoiling it to you right now. Doesn't feel like a really good character or something like mind-blowing, meta-changing, but yes, you have to consider that he is looking like the male Sarah Roger. He got the accumulation of Sarah Roger, and it's really hard to use on him for multiple reasons, and I'm gonna go through them later on. So before we go through the content I managed to clear to show you here, and before we go through the rotation and the problems and the goods, yeah, I want you to make sure that you have smashed the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can see all the awesome content we're dropping, shorts, community posts, live streams, and all the stuff. Let me know down below in the comments what are you going to do with your War Machine. Are you going to tier 4 him? Are you going to buy the uniform? It's a pass completely. And yes, as it seems, still 50% of you watching the video are ninja watchers. You're not subscribing, you're not liking. It's like someone pushing you to see the content. But yes, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Helps me go through the YouTube algorithm faster and more people reach my videos, and I have more will to do it actually. So let's go and start from the positive things. I know for some weird reason most of the people feels like, okay, it's bugged already. Most of the people feels like wanted a tier 4 War Machine. I'm not a huge fan. I'm not a huge fan of this character. I feel like, Rodney is like a dude, like aircraft fighter, aircraft pilot, he doesn't have any special thing like Iron Man. Let's say Iron Man, it's rich and has the mind, he's just a soldier. I respect that, but in the same time I didn't want him to be that good, but yeah, and as it seems he is not. Okay, for the fans of War Machine, sorry out there, but he feels a buy. If you had the previous uniform and if you wanna go for it, it's a really good one. And the main reason for someone to buy the uniform, it's not actually the character performance. It's actually something that developers did fix it, which is his leadership. Before, his leadership for all other uniforms, even the previous uniform, it was really weird because it was buffing himself with physical attack, but he couldn't buff any other character in the game probably, because blast type characters used to have energy attack as buff. So having all the previous uniform, you cannot use him legit as a lead, but now you can use him as a lead and a support through his passive ability for Technokinetics allies. Technokinetics allies tag, you can find it here on the abilities as machine. For some reason they have two wording, and you can see for the machine tag specifically, he is no doubt the best lead support, because there are not a lot, to be honest, but the point here is that you can find a really good positive thing about him, using him as lead support for really strong characters as it is, Dr. Octopus. I really doubt if you're gonna find any stages that you can use them together, but for Iron Man and Cable, he is legit the best lead to use for Technokinetic tag World Boss Legend like Gene 85 to 89, but also there is another value except the Technokinetic tag. There is value on male blast male characters, which is a really small amount of leaderships compared to for characters like Cable and for characters like how it's called Iron Man. Having War Machine provides you the best leadership between Star-Lord, Cyclops, Ebony Maw, and the rest. So you can get him and use him for the stages that they need you to use blast male characters, and also, you know, hero, because if they're a villain, there are other options. But yeah, I'm trying to find here a reason for everyone to buy the uniform, and that's it, guys. Yes, you can use him also for Alliance Conquest. You can use him for, you know, Shadowland. And to be honest, he's not that bad. As I said, he is the male Sarah Rogers. And here's why. But yeah, the point is that he has on his third skill accumulation on damage taken. So the more damage you take through when you open his third skill, and for a period of 10 seconds, whatever damage you get from the boss, you accumulate this damage into the enemy. So the more accumulation you're gonna do, the more damage you're going to do. That means, and because it's on HP, as you can see, depending, you're gonna perform more damage depending on the damage you're gonna get as percentage of HP. So the boss, let's say, do 10% percentage. If you have a big HP pool, you're gonna get bigger amount of accumulation and you're gonna produce bigger damage. So like Sarah Rogers, you would like to have some Urus with HP. In my case, I haven't, but yes, it's not the case. The point is that you want to take damage here with the third skill, do the fourth skill, delay, cancel, small delay into your fifth skill. Your fifth skill, it's a piece of cake. You can move, you can hit, it's all together. But the point is that you have the V-pad here on the fifth skill and you have your third skill here. So if you use your third skill and you want to get damage from the boss, it's like weird having a V-pad skill on the fifth skill, so you can move out of the boss with the fifth skill. So from the one side you have V-pad and you can avoid things that gonna kill you, but in the same time you shouldn't avoid things, you should get all the damage in your face to accumulate more damage. Same thing for your sixth skill. The sixth skill has Ifnir Ignore. If you have your third skill, if you have your tier 3 skill, you do exactly the same, but in the end of the rotation, you hit your sixth skill. Your sixth skill, put your character into a knife frame. As you can see here, there is a knife frame and a knife frame ignore. During that skill, you can't actually get any damage from the boss. So it's kind of weird too. If you cancel, you know, 3 into 4 into 5th and go into your 6th skill, you can't actually accumulate more. And the effect of your 6th skill actually increase the accumulation you're getting from the boss and the damage you're producing through your third skill for 10 seconds. Yeah, doesn't feel like everything feels stuck together. There is a weird cooldown on the 5th skill. As you can see, it's 18 when this is 14. That means that there is a gap of 2 seconds that could help you to accumulate damage, but in the same time cannot make your proc consistent most of the times, makes your life miserable trying to wait for your 5th skill to be ready so you can use your third cancel into your 5th skill. So that's the positive and that's the negative, I would say. As a standalone character, I don't feel like he can, you know, replace any of Iron Man or Cable, you know, who share the same tags. So yeah, if you're thinking to buy him or Iron Man, straight up Iron Man feels to do more damage in most cases. My build, it's pretty basic, you know, 160 proc obelisk, and I'm gonna show you what he was able to do trying to get damage from Jean Grey, from GBR, and also from Gore. Gore 64, Jean Grey 19, something easy, and 44, and also GBR. So let's start from somewhere and let's explain you what I'm talking about. Okay, let's start from the easiest content you could see, which is, you know, Dormammu. For Dormammu, I used Nick Fury as lead, his own support, of course, and Fox. The point is that he is really juicy because he has the leadership tag, which is not that rare. There is a lot of really good characters with leadership tag, and he can take advantage of Fox. So these are really busted supports, you know. What I did in the first and here too is trying to get some damage from the boss. You're seeing Dormammu dropping damage in a straight line here and in a semicircle in the other. Look at this. Again here, I missed my 5th skill because it wasn't all cooldown, so I can't have my tier 3 ready now. So here I'm waiting the boss to drop some damage, go inside with my 3rd skill and accumulate some. For a 160 proc, you know, and having done this accumulation, doing 3 bars with my build feels cool, but in the same time, you know, do we need that? Did anyone ask for that? Look at this. Here I supposed to accumulate even more damage, but Dormammu stopped hitting me, so I did exactly the same 3 bars. Here I lost my proc on the 4th skill because my 5th skill was on cooldown and I didn't watch it. So now I have to wait. I need also Dormammu to do a skill so I can accumulate, so I'm running around like an idiot. But yes, the moment you get the accumulation, you can see here. Yeah, no. The 6th skill feels to do less damage than my 5th skill somehow. Perhaps I'm doing something wrong, perhaps I need to learn the character better. But you know, some characters, you know it from the beginning. Whatever build you have, they're producing like crazy damage. As an example, level 80 Hela can produce huge amount of damage just using her tier 3 skill. Yeah, War Machine doesn't have something like this. There is not crazy damage anywhere. You probably need to accumulate the full amount of the 3rd skill and combine it with your 6th skill. Perhaps there is some other rotation I'm missing or someone gonna figure it out later on. But as it is right now, he feels disgusting to play with. So leadership support is the main reason, at least for GBR. But yes, let's go into an environment that produces more damage against you, like Jean Grey stage 19, which is really interesting because she's dropping damage here and there all the time. So I'm using a similar team. I'm using Nick Fury with Coulson, and here you know Jean is going to drop here you know, fire skill. So with one rotation I produce 16 bars worth of damage. After I use my 6th skill and did close amount, so it's a 2-shot stage 19 actually of Jean. Perhaps for some is not that impressive. The restrictions, I think it's like male hero, perhaps something similar, and yes, it's male just, I think. So yeah, is this impressive for you? If it is, yes, you can go there with level 80 and just an obelisk and produce damage through the accumulation. So if you want to do that to yourself, it's really nice. And you can see here, pressing your 5th skill can make your character move around with the V-pad skill. He's dropping missiles there. I totally get the fans of War Machine that want to see these missiles dropping. But look at his tier 3 skill. I mean, the tier 3 skill should do more damage than this. 100%. The tier 3 skills should have a smaller animation. The tier 3 skill animation is like 7 seconds and the rest of your skills are off cooldown. I was choosing to go through the rest of my skills instead of waiting for my tier 3 to go down. Here, because of the iframe ignore, I tried to take advantage of it, but I was ready to go into the next phase, into this weird phase. And yes, let's fast forward this. You can see here, well, I'm not getting any damage. I'm doing only 2 bars worth with proc. When at the same time, when you know, Jean Grey is enabled, I'm doing way more. Here again, no accumulation and the tier 3 is hit well. 2-minute clear. Is this cool? Yeah, I guess for some. But yes, when the things goes you know, harder, like stage 44, here his damage drops way more. And there is characters, look at this. It's again 3.5 bars. Before it was 16, but here 4 bars for stage 44. You know, if I have a perfect build with him, with a brilliant CTP perhaps, CTP of energy or distraction, this could be the best to use for him for World Boss Legend. But mainly in my mind, you know, if someone gonna buy this uniform, it's going to buy it for lead support. So an insight could be really nice for War Machine, or the new, I don't even remember the abomination CTP we took. this disgusting one. I can't even remember the name of it, but it's really bad at the moment. As you can see here, he has potential to produce a lot of damage. If you manage to put yourself inside the fire, literally here, you can make him work. But yeah, it's weird. It's weird. Look at this again. I have to run around. I have to run around in case I wanna get the results I want from the accumulation. And doing 4 bar per rotation with a 160 proc and barely minimum build could be nice. But still, you can see there is no way I can clear the stage with the build I have right now. I'm not sure if I show you the build, but let me show you really fast. Yeah, it's rank 5 enhancement. I have his skills until 6. Power of Angry Hulk. I have this Urus. I would equip HP and get more advantage of his third skill. But yes, I have Mythic Uniform. I have no artifact, so artifact could help too. And let's go into a higher stage, like stage 64, but it's Gore after the nerf, so Gore supposed to get more damage. And you can see that the accumulation can work with Gore too, because Gore has a lot of attacks around that can do you go into you know, accumulate as many damage. Here I didn't have the HP, so I was trying to avoid. Here, because I am into an iframe, I make him not go into the next phase, and I had to wait a bit for him. But yes, 64, it's something I did complete, I think, with Adam Warlock. Did I clear this with Adam Warlock? Or oh, I had Cable for this. Yeah, I'm not even sure, but I don't feel like this is really impressive in my book, you know. With double support doing that, it's not like huge amount of damage, but it is cool. It is cool that he can have some use, at least for the people still missing, you know, a legit male blast. For me, Adam with a PvP build was doing it, but yeah, my account is way better than most of you probably, at least for new players, you know. But yes, you can see here, he got the damage for these ads. Some characters have only single target damage. He has a lot of AoE, he can kill all the enemies really fast. And here it was for the end, the 5th adds, the 5th additional unit shit. So yeah, I had to go through one by one. As you can see here, I am going into the last phase of the boss. You can see the problems, it's exactly the same. The tier 3 does not produce enough damage. The 5th skill is off cooldown when you want to use it. And yes, it's sad. It's sad that War Machine has so many followers and feels like a worse Sarah Rogers but male and still Blast. Of course, you have to consider that generally for Blast types there are characters like Ironheart having lead support, which is better than him. It's not like he is the #1 for Blast, but for Blast Technokinetics male, for Technokinetics he's the #1. For Blast male, he is the #1 still, but only if the character is Technokinetic. For Blast, generally, the 40%, it's garbage, you know. If you don't want to mess with Cable, if you don't want to play with Cable or Iron Man, yeah, there's not a lot of characters to go and boost out there. Because the characters need still to be Blast types. So, yeah. The lead, it's all attack, but it's only Blast type. So, before I said about Dr. Octopus being used with him, yeah, you can't take advantage of the lead, at least. You can take advantage only for the from the passive ability. By the way, so as you can see here, someone dropped me a notification on TikTok. But yes, that's not the point. Here, I accumulate some, I drop the 5th skill, I didn't proc somehow, yeah. I'm trying to rush it, but seems like Gore doesn't want to die there, and I was trying to have a legit proc to do it. And yes, 1 minute and 30 seconds left. I can clear 64 with him at level 80. Is this impressive for you? For me, is not at all. Is a character that it's clearly a skip, but it's a good lead support for specific characters, specific World Boss Legend. Yeah, that's all. I don't feel like they are going to do anything with him. I don't feel like they are going to fix the problems. And the problems is his 6th and his 5th is weird. The accumulation, it's cool, but it's weird gameplay. I wish they changed Aaron Rodgers also. Accumulation on damage taken makes the character day 1 bad for ABX and ABL, because on ABX and ABL using a rage, having dodge, you know, it's really hard to get damage from Surtur, get damage from Beast, and generally you don't want to stand still there and get damage. That's why he's straight up bad for ABX and ABL, and I'm not gonna do any showcase for that. For the fans out there, he's really strong, but I told you the but. Hope you enjoyed. Hope I made you decide what you're gonna do with this bad boy. War Machine. Everyone loves him. I don't. See you into the next. Kisses in your faces.